All right, so we are driving the Mercedes GLE 53 AMG. This car has a turbo inline-six with an electric motor making 429 horsepower. I'm gonna turn this light off. I'm gonna leave one of the lights on so I hope y'all can see. We did already drive the AMG GLE 63 Coupe. And this is kind of like its little brother in a full SUV form. But I gotta say, this is a very fun car to drive. It sounds really good, as you'll be able to hear. Some pops and bangs. I'll actually come down here to the, go back to the canal road. Put the window ups here. So with the lights all the way off, I don't know, this is my first night drive video I've done for you guys, so I hope y'all are able to see. I know the ambient lighting in this car does look sick. I just hope y'all will be able to see obviously what's on the road ahead of me. I know you can't really see the Mercedes logo that well on the steering wheel, which I apologize for. When you're able to see it if I turn on this light, but it's just so bright, I don't think it looks good on camera. I mean, I'll keep this light on if y'all want me to in future videos for night drives, but I'm just gonna leave it off for the first part of this video, especially while we're on the back roads here. If there's no cars coming, I will leave the brights on so you can definitely see what's in front of me. But so Mercedes SUVs, I've driven a couple of them now, and they all are just about the same, you know. This car has a lot of, it costs a lot of money for a car that's like fast but not like extremely fast, and you know, I personally wouldn't spend $65,000 on the GLE 53. I'd probably just go ahead and spend the extra 10 for the 63. I mean, the 53 is awesome for particular people, but it's just not something that, you know, it's not a car that I'm willing to spend that much money on. All right, we're gonna get down to more like a curvy back road here, and we can really open this thing up and hear how it sounds. I'll let these cars get ahead of me a little bit here. There's no one behind me, so I'm gonna do a quick launch control for you real quick. Like, it's fast, but it's not like anything crazy. It's fun fast. It's like, you know, it's just enough power. I mean, to be honest with you, there's a lot of people driving on the road who don't need any more power than this. They just simply, you know, will just turn it into a ditch. And launching a road on like that area is probably not the smartest thing, but this car is easy to predict. It's all-wheel drive, you know, drop a couple gears. One thing is it sounds really good. You get some pops and bangs in the back. I mean, it sounds very good, so. All right, I need to turn around here because I've missed every single exit because this thing is just so fun to drive and whip around. Do I like Mercedes SUVs? Yes. But you have to spend so much money to get exactly what you want compared to something like BMW. I mean, you're still spending a lot with BMW, but you have something like, compared to this, it would be like the X3 and the X3M. This doesn't feel to me as big as the X5. But it's the X3 and the X3M, that's two cars. That's the only X3s that, you know, BMW makes if you don't count the whole difference between X-Drive and non-X-Drive. 2 trims is all you need for one model of a car, really. And I just think Mercedes does way too much with the SUV trims. I just think that they need to simplify things and narrow it down, kind of meet in the middle at a certain price point. The interior of this car I absolutely love. The same screen that you get in something like the G-Wagon or the GLE 63. It's just like long all-in-one bifurcated in the middle screen. I absolutely love the ambient lighting. You are able to go in here and change the ambient lighting. Let's put it to something cool. Let's do green. And boom, now it's green on the inside. So I mean, ambient lighting goes a long way in cars, for sure. This heads-up display right here is so high quality. I mean, it's just so crystal clear looking at it. You can change the gauge clusters. Right now I'm in Sport Plus mode, so you can go in here and change the actual layout of your heads-up display and under design display. Super Sport, it's like the ultimate, you know, going fast mode. Shows your power to charge ratio, because you do have an electric motor in this car. So there is a little tiny bit of regenerative braking that you get when you don't accelerate. Just a little, nothing like a Tesla. Paddles are aluminum, very responsive. Very nice sound on the change of shifts as well. Is that you do get the speed, the sound, the power, the torque, but you also get the quality, because these are luxury vehicles at the end of the day. And the soundproofing on the inside of these vehicles is so much better than other brands. Mercedes is up there as far as temporizing the inside of the cabin to make the road noise and wind noise a minimum. I mean, it's so quiet in here. You can have an easy conversation with somebody in the car. You can whisper to each other. It's so quiet in here. Like I said, with the electric motor, you do get a little bit more of instant torque, which is something that's been implemented in a lot of modern day sport or performance cars and SUVs. Is a lot of manufacturers, especially like super and hyper cars, are starting to implement 1 or 2 electric motors in order to make the car a lot faster from the dig. That was always the thing with electric motors. It was that instant response time, 0 to 60. That's why we said electric cars are quick, they're not fast. Other things I like about this car is the steering is nice and tight. You don't have a whole lot of give within the steering. There's not a whole lot of room to play. If you're turning, the car is moving as well. Oh, those pops sounded good. The instant response time with acceleration, or I should say the throttle response. The throttle response of this car is just instant. I think it has something to do with the fact that you have the electric motor, but as soon as you put your foot down, I mean, my foot's down, we're going. And we get a little pop out the back, which sounds super, super good. But for a car with a curb weight of almost 6,000 pounds, 429 horsepower just to me is not enough. I mean, you have a car like the last car I reviewed, I did the Jeep Grand Wagoneer, and that car was 6,200 pounds with 525 horsepower. Almost, it was 100 horsepower more than this. I just think the weight distribution is the problem, and it's such a larger frame. I'm not sure how this thing is even so heavy, because it's not that big of a car. I mean, it does do the SUV thing pretty well with having a big trunk, but it's not the biggest car whatsoever. The thing that I actually love about this car is the seats. I will cut the light back on so you can see the seats. The seats are a leather and suede material. The bolsters on the side are just big enough to where it keeps you locked in, but it's not hugging you tight like something like a supercar, or even a lot of BMWs. The bolsters are just a little bit too tight for me. The interior of this car overall is just top notch. I mean, wherever there is plastic, they try to pretend like it's not and paint it and give it a design to make it look like something cooler. Like this wood grain finish, I mean, I don't even know if that is plastic, but the plastic that is on the car doesn't look bad. The steering wheel has a nice square round design, so it lets you know that you're in something rather sporty. Center console, you have this big touchpad to just scroll everything, or you have this big touchpad to control everything on your display. Makes it convenient. You I don't know what this thing is. I think this is just a wrist rest for the touchpad itself. And then you have these bars that you can grab onto because you're going so dang fast, so you need, you know, something to hold on to. But wow, those pops and bangs are sounding good back there. The handling on this car is also something that, you know, we need to talk about. The fact that an SUV at any point can go into corners like that at 45 miles an hour or greater and not feel like it's about to tip over. The engineers obviously know what they're doing to make this car perform as well as it does on the road. I mean, we shouldn't have SUVs that could drive like some of these cars nowadays, especially something like this. I'm still mind blown by the X5M competition. I drove that thing like a month ago. So, I mean, final thoughts on the car. Wrapping this whole video up. Mercedes SUVs prove time and time again that they do have great capability both on the road and, you know, just purposeful driving. I don't know if you're ever going to actually take this thing to a track, but it would do okay. I mean, it's not going to beat much that belongs at a track. It's not going to beat, you know, GTR or anything like that, but you know, you could still have a fun track day with this car. That's not really the purpose of this car. I feel like you drive this for you buy this for your wife who you know, wants to ride something stylish, or you know, maybe you want to ride something stylish. It doesn't obviously just have to be for your wife. I think it's kind of a girly car, but you know, it is very fun to drive. If I was looking for a Mercedes SUV, I would most likely pick the GLE 63S Coupe. Just because it's got a better design, it's a lot faster, it has about the same room, and you're only paying about, you know, $8,000–$10,000 more. So I mean, that'd be my pick. Let me know in the comments down below, which did you pick? Mercedes SUV, which one are you picking? Alright guys, that's probably going to do it for this video. I just wanted you to be able to experience driving in this car with me, as well as get my own personal thoughts on, you know, how this car performs for the price point, how it compares to other Mercedes models, and all in all, it is a good car. It's just not something I would pick for the price that it's at. I would probably go with, you know, something. There are definitely more options out there where you can get a little bit more bang for your buck. Needless to say, this is a fine car, and a lot of people are going to have more than enough when it comes to the amount of power that this car comes with. But if you liked the video at any point, please comment, like, subscribe, and thanks for watching, guys. Peace. Love ya.